Now let us perform some descriptive statistical analysis in order to understand the characteristics of the data. What is the spread in the data, variance in the data, or what is the central tendency in the data in terms of mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. All these measures will help us to understand about the characteristics of the data so that we can proceed with our assumptions in order to select some machine learning algorithms to start with in order to fit that learning model with the data at hand. For that, initially we have to perform some preliminary exploration. This is called as exploratory analysis of the data. Now we are taking the ratings table. From the ratings table, we have selected rating column and we want the descriptive statistics. For that, we use the describe method. Describe method will give us a 5-point summary about the values in this rating column. So it gives total how many values are there in the column. The total in this ratings table, 1 lakh 4 values are available, and mean of all those values is 3.54. And the standard deviation means when you take it as a curve, normal distribution curve. When you take the normal distribution curve and you take the mean in the middle, say mu is equal to 3.5. Now the standard deviation will mention plus or minus from this mean value. Say the standard deviation is plus or minus 1.5. So most of the values lie around this average, and the standard deviation at so far that is noticed is minus 1.5 or plus 1.5. This is the standard deviation from the mean value. So the standard deviation here is 1.05 and the minimum value that is located is 0.5, and these are the important percentages that you need to understand carefully. 25%, 50% and 75%. This is called as the first quartile. 25% is called as the first quartile. First quartile means how many 25% of the values in this rating column lie below value 3. 50% of the values under this column lie below 4, and 75% third quartile. 75% is called as third quartile. Now 75% of the values in this column exist below the value 4. This is what we mean. Now the second quartile, 50%, is also called as median. So median or 50% or second quartile will give us the same value, that is 4. And the maximum value here that is noticed is 5. The maximum rating given is 5. So this mean, standard deviation, 25%, 50% and 75%. These are called as 5-point summary in other programming languages like R. So it will give us the 5 important points from which we can infer the characteristics or distribution of the data. Right? So these are all the preliminary statistics that we would be interested in order to understand about the characteristics of the data. Now, if you give this describe method instead of on a column, on a specific column in a table, if you give it on the entire table itself, then how would it look like? You can see for the user ID, for the movie ID as well as rating, all the descriptive statistics are displayed. But we can notice here that user ID is a identification. Here the numerical value is used for identification, but it doesn't have any numerical value in the real sense. So counting the number of values doesn't matter, but finding the mean of an identifier, standard deviation, minimum and maximum values of an identifier doesn't make any sense. That is why we can't calculate these statistics for identifiers. So better we need to omit such kind of erroneous calculations. It is just waste of time to go through them. We have to calculate this descriptive statistics only for the numerical values, not for the character values or character sensed values. Means if they are used in a character sense under identifications like user and ID and movie ID, that need not be calculated because it doesn't give any important information about those IDs. Now, if you want to calculate the mean separately from the ratings table's rating column, you can give it by using mean method, ratings dot mean, which will calculate the mean of all the ratings. You can see that it is 3.54, which is already provided for us in our descriptive statistics. 3.54 mean. Now, if you want to calculate the entire table's mean, yes, it will be given, but these two values are meaningless because they're calculated on IDs. So only this value we are interested in. So you have to use your discretion to find out where you can use these descriptive statistics in order to not make any erroneous calculations or useless calculations. If you want to know the minimum value in rating column, you can do that by using minimum method. And if you want to find the maximum value, maximum function can be used. If you want the standard deviation, if you want the mode, you can also notice that in the descriptive statistics given by describe method, it doesn't display the mode. Mode is the most frequently occurring value in a set of values, right? Say if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. In this particular series, you can say that 1 is the mode because it is frequently occurring. In some cases, when some values in the column are missing, you may want to replace that missing values either with the mean of the values in the column or median of the values in the columns, or whenever you have some say categorical values like employment status of some people, right? You have some 100 people data. In such cases, employment status is categorical value, it is not a numerical value. In such cases, you can calculate mean and median, but you can calculate but you can find out which is the most frequently occurring value, that is mode of that set of values, right? In that case, say if most of say 90 of the values under employment status are employed, for a missing value you can take the mode, it is as employed, right? So in order to interpolate missing values with existing values based on some statistical calculation, you can do that with mean, median and mode. But mean, median can be applied on categorical values, but mode can be applied taking the most frequently occurring value. So mode works in the same sense with numerical as well as categorical data. It is the most frequently occurring value, whether in numerical value or categorical value. If you want to know the correlation between two parameters, say you take parameters x and y. And I can give you an example of time spent in studying by the student and marks obtained by him. If you take these two parameters, this is parameter x and this is parameter y. Now, if you want to find out the correlation between them, say you have the data points like this, which indicates that as the time spent in studying increases for a student, his marks also tend to increase. This is called as positive correlation. As x increases, y also tend to increase with it. This is called as positive correlation. Now you take again time spent in canteen and marks obtained by him. Now here, say the data points are placed like this. Now you can observe a negative correlation here. This is called as negative correlation. As the time spent in canteen or as the time spent in watching TV increases, the marks obtained decreases. right? So when one parameter is increasing and the other parameter is correspondingly decreasing, then we call it as negative correlation. And we should remember that the correlation quotient lies between 0 and 1. So if the correlation quotient is taken as m, then you can say that it exists between -1 and +1. The values towards -1 indicates negative correlation and the values towards +1 indicates positive correlation. Positive correlation is both of the parameters correspondingly increase. If one increases, the other also increases. But negative correlation indicates if one increases, the other tends to reduce. This is called as correlation. And if we want to find out this correlation between the parameters in a table, we can use CORR method, correlation method. Now this correlation method we are applying on the ratings table, and when we execute this command, you can see that correlation between all the columns are displayed here. But again, user ID and movie ID doesn't have numerical values. Numerical values are being used as identifiers. So correlation between user ID, movie ID is not meaningful values. So you can just see rating values. Correlation also can't be calculated with user ID and movie ID because rating has numerical values, but user ID, movie ID's numerical values are not exactly in their numerical sense. So there is no meaning in calculating correlation between these column values in ratings table. But surely this method turns out to be very important for us when we use it where we have multiple columns that have numerical values, so that how strongly they are correlated or whether there doesn't exist any correlation between them, that can be clearly known by using this correlation method. We'll see the usage of this when we come across some meaningful numerical values under the columns of a table. Now we can also attach some filters to the columns in the tables. Now in this ratings table, we are taking the rating column and we are attaching a filter to it greater than 5. That filter, we are naming it as filter 1, and let us just print and see what it gives. Now all the values in this rating column are passed through this filter, and whichever values are greater than 5, they are taken as true. They are taken as false, and the other values are taken as true. Now we are using this filter with .any. We have checked the usage of this any and all. If any of the values under this particular column, if they are true, then it will give true, otherwise it will give false. Now in this case, we are trying to apply this filter greater than 5 on the ratings column in the ratings table. Now any of the values if it is greater than 5. So what is our basic intention here is to check whether there are any values that are greater than 5, because the ratings are generally given on the scale 1 to 5, and any rating given greater than 5 is an invalid value, right? So you wanted to find out whether there are any invalid values under the ratings column. For that we are using a filter greater than 5, and that filter is just being first initially applied on this rating table, and you can notice that all the values are given as false, which indicates that there are no ratings under this column under ratings table which are greater than 5. So it contains all valid values, all are within the range of 5. So when you give any, if at all any value in this filter is true, it gives true. But none of the values under this filter are true. So it gives false, which indicates that all the values under this rating column are valid values and within the range of 5. Now you can also check whether all the values are greater than 0, just to make sure that no negative ratings are given for this column. So we are taking the filter as greater than 0, and we are applying that filter by using all conditional here. In the previous case, we have used any. Here we are using all. We wanted to know whether all of the values when applied with this filter are true. If any of the value is false, then it gives false. Why we wanted this is, if all the values are greater than 0, it will give us true, which indicates that there are no negative ratings given. When you execute this and see, you can see that when this filter is applied on the ratings column, all the values are greater than 0, which indicates it as true. So this is how we can find out in a particular column if you have values within a particular range or not. To know whether they are valid values or not. For that, we can use any and all. These two are very important conditionals which we can use on filters in order to ensure that there are valid values entered under a column of values.